Hello, good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
How are we doing this morning?
We are fine, sir.
Oh, great, great. Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
So sorry for the wait. I should have started earlier. So can we start, or should still wait for some of your colleagues?
Let's start.
We should start. Okay, that's great. So welcome to another academic year, which is your final academic year. So soon you are almost getting to the end. Isn't it so interesting? It's just like you came yesterday, but you're almost getting to the end. All right, so this particular semester, we'll be doing a course entitled Principles, Theories, and Practice of Midwifery Education. I want to find out from you, do you think that midwifery education is important? I can see about 77 participants. So please, may I know, before I start, may I do a quick introduction? My name is Francis Bayuo Bosundeme. I'll be taking you for this semester for the course. And I want to do the introduction on campus basis. When I just mention your campus, can you let me know whether we have participants from there? So please, do we have people from Kumasi campus here?
Sir, please, they've divided us into two groups. So the Kumasi campus is also having their own lectures with their teacher.
Okay. So let me see those from Tamale. Do we have people from Tamale here?
Yes, please, we are there.
All right. What about Wa?
We are there.
Taprali?
Wow, we are there.
Okay,
We are there.
Taprali. Koforidua?
We are here.
Okay, Kita.
Keta is here.
Okay, Odan.
Yes, sir.
All right, Asangagwa.
Sir, we are here.
Okay. All right. Which other center is left? Which center is left? So please, I want to make one of you a co-host so that you can mute your colleagues who probably will be disturbing at the background. So, Mr. Yusuf, please, which of you become a co-host? One person should volunteer, become a co-host, one of the course reps. All right, Rebecca. And Rebecca, make Rebecca a co-host. Some people are making Rebecca. Rebecca. Okay, so Rebecca, you will make a co-host soon so that you can unmute those who will disturb at the background. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. All right. So I want to start with the screen share for the lecture. And before I start, I want one of you to respond to our intro, which goes this way. you are at the ANC clinic, and you have mothers who have come, and you have about 34 mothers who have come for ANC visit. And they are all coming for ANC visit for their first time. So 34 mothers coming for ANC visit for the first time. Now you are the midwife that they came and met. And as a midwife, you are expected to educate them on birth preparedness. So kindly outline to me, in terms of education, what are some of the best practices you put in place to ensure that your education on birth preparedness is well understood? Please, did you hear the scenario?
Yes, we heard the scenario, but the question is, you said what you put in place to make sure that the education is well understood.
Yes, please. What are some of the things you put in place, ranging from the environment, the material you are going to give them, and any other factor that you might deem important? So how will you organize your education? Just a quick one, some of the things that you probably do. So anybody can respond. All right. So please, who is responding? So I'll start with, I can see Edna Okran. Please, Edna Okran, are you there? Edna Okran. Oh, Edna is not available. Okay, Mary Lamisi, please, are you there? Okay, Rosemont. Hello. Please, Mary, can you hear me? Hello, Mary. Okay, so please, who is responding to your question? I need a volunteer. Please, I need a volunteer. How are you going to respond to this question? Okay, yes. Priscilla Ofori.
Yes, sir. Sir, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Okay. So, education on birth preparedness and complication. This is a question that you asked. So, first of all, I would welcome them to the ANC, and then I would discuss with them the things that goes on there during the visits, and then yes, then I would, if they ask any question, I will explain to them what the reasons why some things are done. So straight to the birth preparedness, you'd have to find out where the clients would want to deliver and the items they have to get for their delivery, how prepared they have organized it, and then she should get someone to donate for her because during delivery she might lose blood and she would need it, and then her health insurance to she should make it available at a place that even if she's not home and then she's in labor, somebody can just go and get all her stuff. Then for the transportation aspect too, if they don't have a car on their own, they should get a car like a driver's number so that at any point in time they can bring her to the nearest facility. And then you would also advise her that she should always make sure that she is closer to a health facility in that she can go into labor at any point, but then we would want her to have a skillful delivery because the complications will be reduced as compared to a home delivery or something. So, and then you'd ask her if she's not near term, you ask her to do small savings. In that, when she comes and there's something she has to buy for herself, she can be able to um buy it. So please, this is what I would tell the clients. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Priscilla Ofori, for your contribution. Now let me follow up. Okay, Rhoda is on them. So Rhoda responds, then I'll come in. All right. So Rhoda, please respond.
Yes, sir. Please, for me, just like my sister said, I would welcome them like she said. But definitely, we'll have to talk about saving money towards delivery. Once there's pregnancy, the first thing you have to do is you are thinking of having another child. So you put things in place by starting to save towards delivery, because you'll be buying pampers, you'll be buying clothes and changing from time to time. Then we'll talk about blood donation. And here I may have to also bring in the lab technician so that they will understand from time to time reasons why we do the labs to check their HB and know their level, and then why they have to donate blood before delivery. Then we'll come to getting a birth partner.
Okay.
We let them know the importance of having a birth partner when they are due for delivery, so that they can do the running around, so that whilst they rest in bed, and then getting the necessary items. For instance, once you are on admission, you can't go outside to buy food and other things. So if you can come with a little provisions.
Okay.
And we talk about preparation towards complication. And I've already spoken about blood donation. So once you have saved enough money and once you have already donated blood, just in case there is any bleeding or whatever, once you already have blood in the bank, it can easily be given to you to save your life. And then once you have enough money, or once you have saved money towards delivery, to get to a point you may have to go to a next facility, a higher facility, which might also demand more financial assistance. So once you have all these things in place, it goes a long way to help you. And then about the transportation too, once you liaise with a close by taxi driver or a personal friend who can easily come to your aid, or have your own car, transportation to the facility becomes also easier. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Rhoda, for your contribution as well. So let me follow up with these questions. Okay, I can see Selena. All right, Selena, make the last contribution and I'll come in.
Thank you, sir. It's just one point I would like to add to what my sister said. My sister mentioned birth partner. I wanted to add that not only the birth partner, but also a support person that will also take care of the house. Assuming there are other children or other family members whom taking care of, what's your responsibility? That person will be doing that. Since when the person does that, you also have a sound mind to go through labor successfully. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Selena. All right. So let me now come in. How will you prepare the environment before you start the education? What are some of the things that you put in place before you even start the actual education? What will you do? Yes, Sauda.
So please, I think before you start a health education or whatever education you are trying to give to your client, you first need to make sure that the environment that you are providing, the environment is very conducive for them. As pregnant women, we all know that they don't want places that are warm like that. And you also make sure that the client you are dealing with are in a safe condition. For instance, if you see a client who is wearing a worrisome face, you can't deal with her. You can't give the client education, because such a client wouldn't even let. So you need to make sure that the clients you are dealing with, they are in a safe mind, and then they are okay. You have to make sure that you yourself, you make them feel that they are in the right place and they are in the right hands, such that you don't scare them. You are giving them you don't. You have to also make sure the education you are going to give them should be very comprehensive. And then just something little, you don't give them much education such that they will become fed up with what you are giving, and then also turn away. So those kind of environment you need to create it so that your client will be able to listen to you. Thank you, say.
Okay, thank you, Sauda. All right, I've seen another hand up. Nipel, forgive me if the name is not correct. Dauda, please respond.
Sir,
Yes, please.
before the woman comes in, you create rapport
Okay.
by playing with the person so that to allay anxiety. And then you provide a comfortable seat. You make the woman comfortable on a chair. And then you make sure that the place is there is confidentiality and privacy. So you close if there are nearby windows and then doors. You make sure that you explain procedure to the woman, and then you make the place a private place that maybe if you people are talking, it's between the two of you, or if people are even coming in, it's healthcare workers and nothing is going out. All right. Before you continue.
Thank you so much. Let me take some few reactions from others. So Rhoda, you already mentioned, but you were saying that we should invite the lab technician to talk to them about the importance of blood donation. Yes, you mentioned it. Then Julia, you mentioned that there should be privacy and rapport created. All right. Then Alberta also said we ensure privacy and make client comfortable. Those are some few contributions. Okay. So based on Julia's response, I'm coming to that. You said we should create rapport. So please, the whole class, outline 5 ways in which a midwife can create rapport before you start any education with a client. So 5 ways. Yes, you can list them. 5 ways to establish rapport. Let us see, how do you practically establish rapport? Just give me 5 ways. So any contribution? How do we create rapport? At least 5 ways before I come in with other questions. Okay, so yes, Priscilla is here. Priscilla, create rapport.
Yes, sir. Okay, so should I like say how I'm going to tell them? I should just like tell you how okay, I'm going to greet them, and then I'll tell them that my name is Priscilla. They are welcome to the ANC, and then I want to know her name as well. And then from there, then I would tell her that she's assured of competent, care, and then all that. So that's how I'm going to go about it. I'm going to introduce myself, then ask her to introduce herself as well, then welcome her to the unit. Thank you.
All right. That's fine. I've seen Rebecca. Your hand is up. Rebecca, your hand is up. Please speak. Yes. All right. So Rebecca, you can speak.
Yeah, just as precisely, I think that you have to welcome the pregnant women or women to the antenatal clinic. Like you say, you introduce yourself, you find you ask about their names as well, and then you find out how they are doing from their like that morning, how they are feeling, their family, those kind of things draws their Like it makes them relax that oh, somebody cares about me to want to know about how my family is doing and how
Okay.
I'm doing. All these questions to ask them or creating this will make them
Rebecca, can you reposition yourself? Your line is not too good.
and they will now be open and willing to learn from you. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca. Then the last person will continue. Bawa. Please, Bawa, respond. Zuleha,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
respond.
Sir, please, you welcome the client and then you exchange greetings. Then you
Okay.
give the client a comfortable
Please,
seat. Hello.
Yes,
You give
can
the
hear you.
client a comfortable seat and then reassure client. Then you provide privacy.
Okay.
And then you ask client the reason for the visit and assure client it's in the right hands or the right place for her care. So
Okay.
that's all I can say.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
All right. So I think what I've seen in the chat, they have basically mentioned everything, with the exception of avoiding medical jargon. That's what somebody mentioned. And I can see all of that. Then Gloria said, treat patients with respect and empathy. Okay. Understand each patient's situation is unique. All right. The rest are the same. Welcome, greeting, introduction. Good. All right. So thank you for the responses so far with regards to how you are going to attend to these people in terms of education. Now, I want us to go forward. Are there some teaching and learning materials that you provide during the education? And if they are, what are some of these teaching and learning materials that can enhance their understanding of your education? Are there some teaching and learning materials you can use? And what are some of these? Okay, so Rhoda, please respond.
Sir, please, for the current ANC books we are using, they are
Okay.
self-explanatory. Some of the diagrams and pictures are there to help with the explanation.
So will you rely solely on that? Hello? Okay, Priscilla, you can respond.
Yes, sir. Sir, we also have flip charts and cards that you can use in your education. So you can also use that one together with the ANC maternal card. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. So basically, these are some of the things that you have mentioned, yes. So from here, I have short videos. Rebecca said short videos. Christiana said ANC record book, yes. Rebecca said, okay, flip chart and ANC book. Julia said maternal and child health record book. Then Gloria said educational materials such as pamphlet, diagrams, audiovisual aids, and if there is time, demonstrations. Okay, then Eunice said, okay, what topic are we treating, please? All right. So Eunice, you are welcome to the principles, theories of midwifery education. So please, we are doing a lecture on midwifery education. And this is still the introduction. This is still the introduction of midwifery education. So I gave a scenario about education at ANC on birth preparedness. So that's currently what we are discussing before we come to the substance of the topic. All right, so Eunice, that's what we're doing now. So far you have responded in so many ways as to how you are going to deliver education to these women. Now, These are things that we normally do at our website on daily basis. And as midwives, education is important in whatever that we do. You got to remember, without education, all your practical actions will not be understood. And if they are not understood, your client can't become uncooperative. And at the end, you might not achieve your aim while you are there to serve them. So it's important for us to learn some basics education techniques. Though we have been doing it on daily basis, but we need to go from the practical way we've been doing it and apply various principles, various theories that can help improve the understanding of whatever that we do on daily basis. So I would like to share my screen for you to see. All right, so please, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the top, our course is Principles, Theories, and Practice of Midwifery Education. Now, in this course, there are some course objectives that we have to meet at the end of the day. And specifically, we want to see how you can apply the principles of learning and teaching in organizing health talks. So we have just taken one of a possible health talk that you can be given, which is birth preparedness. And we have gone through some of the practicals, so you have demonstrated how you are going to go about your birth preparedness. But these steps that you have outlined, we need to apply some principles that will help the clients who are now learners. The clients are now learners. And we are now the instructors. We are teaching them. So the clients will become learners and we will become teachers. How do we ensure that the learners, who are the pregnant women, understand and benefit from our midwifery education? It's really important. Do we really have time? Is time an important factor that can determine their ability to understand whatever we do? And let me ask, in terms of timing, please, do we actually have time to educate these women when they come for ANC visits? I want somebody to give me your experience at your facility. How many people can come on shift for ANC visit if you are there? And how many clients you expect to receive averagely? So who can give me your facility description of ANC, how many people you receive and how the time you allocate for giving education, health education alone? So I want somebody to share with me what you do at your facility in terms of health education, regards to the timing. Yes, please. Somebody can, you can talk. Okay. So please, you can talk now. Okay, so Mohammed, please, you can talk. Nahima too.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, sir, in my facility, a day you can be having about 50 clients.
50 clients.
Yes.
That's
So in
on
the morning,
average.
yes, averagely 50.
Okay.
So in the morning before they come, maybe if you have about averagely 30 clients, you start the
Okay.
education for about 40 minutes before you
40
can start the,
minutes.
yes, before you can start the daily procedures. That's what we do in our hospital.
Okay,
Thank you.
so Thank you. Then Christy, what do you do at your health facility?
My facility.
Yeah, Christian. Yes, Christian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, my facility. A day you can get like 5, 10, sometimes. And
5, 10.
Yeah, 5, 10, or yeah.
Okay.
But education there is not effective.
What do you mean by that?
It's not effective because the language barrier. I'm from South and then from the North. So there's no privacy because I have to involve people to translate a client to a client. So education there is 0. Yeah, I'll rate myself 0. So yeah.
So how many are you, like, how many are you at the facility? Christian?
Yeah, 3.
You are 3.
Yeah, the committee of nurse. We have a room nurse and then yeah.
Then yourself?
Yes, I'm the midwife as well.
You are the mid, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
So then,
what plans are you putting in place?
I personally have problem with languages, so there's nothing I can do about that one, unless I involve a colleague. If it's less busy, then I involve him to assist. Other than that, there's nothing I can do. And yeah. Wow. So education there is 0. Yeah. And these are things that is affecting most of the health workers in the system, but whom are you going to complain to? Whom are you going to complain to? Yeah. And when we complain, they say language is not a problem. So it means that the authority is aware of it and they have said deaf ears to it. So you do what you can do and leave the rest.
That language is not important to your care delivery?
Language is very, very important, but when you complain to them that, because of the language and here and there, they turn deaf ear to, if you complain to the authority, they'll tell you that language is not a problem.
Okay.
So as the authority is aware and they have refused to assist, you to do your best and leave the rest.
All right. So, Christian, I think you are doing a good job, but you need to find strategies how to deal with the situation. But I think for now, we'll go ahead. Maybe it's an issue that we can talk about later.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you. Yeah, then Faustina, please, what do you do?
For my facility, we are combined with the CWC, and we get about 80 population.
Okay.
Because we do the CWC 2 times a week, the Thursday and Tuesday. And these are the days we choose for the education because the mothers will come plus the ANC attendance. So we will get a great number. Okay. And mostly we start work at exactly 8 o'clock. You see clients start filling the place. So we always start education and within 30 minutes, according to the topic you choose, you will finish it and the routine activity will continue. But every day education, when you just finish that one, the numbers always reduce. So maybe at times when they realize that the people are 40, 30 going, we start that one. And depend on what we observe, like if we realize that most of our clients HB is low, that's what we choose most at times, so that we educate them on what to do to prevent that one. And that's what we do here.
All right, thank you. Now, okay, so going forward, still on the education. Rebecca, mute this person. All right. Okay, so that's fine. So please, on the education, I want to find out, do you do your education at the beginning, in the middle, or after they finish with all their ANC activities? How do you do your education? Please, I want to know.
It's done at the beginning.
You do your education at the beginning.
Yes.
It can be at the beginning, at the middle. We do both. When we realize that at the beginning the number is enough for us to start, we'll start. But if at the middle realize that the number is also enough, we'll start. That's what we do.
Okay.
It depends on the number.
All right. So yours is
You can even give a general education, but you realize that the individual have individual problems, and you need to give them individualized education. So as you are doing the education, you are also educating them on the side.
okay. So yes, Rhoda, you want to talk? Rhoda, you want to talk? All right, Rhoda is not there. Selena.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, me, I don't usually do education at the initial
Yes, Mama.
stage.
Okay.
They do not come as a group. I'm at a chief's compound.
All right.
So I usually do the one-on-one education. That is after I have finished taking care of them. I educate them and then add the pregnancy school. That is a scheduled date for them in the course of the month.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mm. So let's proceed. All right. So that is one of the things I want to look at, how to really organize health talks using basic principles. And now these principles, we want to look at some of them into details, which I'll be showing you later on when we proceed to the next slide. Now, we also want to look at the relevance of ethics and legal aspects for education. We know that it's good to educate these women in whatever that we are doing, but do you even understand the legal implications of giving out certain information? Are you aware that in your bid to educate these pregnant women, or in your bid to give education during even labor or at the postnatal unit, are you aware of the extent of education you can give? Are you aware that you can give certain education and it can turn up to put you into trouble? Are you aware of the channel who is supposed to give certain education, who is supposed to give out information or not? Do you respect the protocol in communication as you did in your therapeutic communication? Are you aware that certain information should be given by the head of the facility and not any other midwife? Are you aware of that? And in the ethics, you mentioned of privacy. Yes, privacy is important. Are you aware that privacy can lead you into legal issues? So we'll consider some of these aspects of dealing with education in order to promote professional standards in your care delivery. Then, lastly, we now want to look at the various methodologies that we can use to deliver our education. It's not just about talking. Is it all education that you must talk? Are there some that you have to demonstrate? Are there some that you have to use other methodologies? Show a video? So we'll look at each of the methodologies and which one will apply to the education you are giving and which one will benefit your clients the more. So that at the end of the day, we provide service that the client will be happy with and they will understand and want to come again. So in the content, we will have about 4 units. So the whole course is divided into about 4 units. So in unit 1, we will look at the principles of teaching and learning. So what are the general principles? What are the general theories guiding teaching and learning? Please let me ask this question. in teaching or in giving education, how many minutes can a learner listen to education attentively? What is the retentive memory span of a learner in teaching and learning? Can somebody respond? What is the time that a learner can actually understand whatever that you are teaching? The retentive memory. Do you know of the time that's good for learners? Yes. I've seen 3 hands. All right. So, Paulina, have you raised your hand? Yes, Paulina, please respond.
Good morning.
Good morning, please.
Please, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Paulina says that when you are doing education, a learner can at least every 15 minutes know that the person's retentive memory will go down. Do you agree with her, or you also have a different suggestion? Yes, who is online? I can see Bawa. Bawa Suleha. Okay. Sulehati, sorry. Sulehati, okay, sorry.
Sir, please, it's 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that is fine. Who will go again? Selena, what do you think?
So I also go for 30 minutes.
Go for 30 minutes.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Faustina, what do you think?
I will go for 30 minutes, but depending on the topics, if it is interesting, you can extend to 1 hour.
Okay. Priscilla, what do you think?
Sir, it's 15 to 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes.
Yes,
All right.
please. Thank you.
So thank you for your responses. So we will try to look at the education span in terms of the retentive memory of a learner when you are engaged in teaching and learning. Yes, so you have given various responses. Some of your responses are about the length of the education. So those who gave 30 to 45 minutes, you are looking at the length of a good education. It should last between 30 to 45 minutes. That is how you are looking at it, the length. Now, if you want to have a 45 minutes lecture or 45 minutes education, within the 45 minutes, the learner's retentive memory vanishes or diminishes after every 15 minutes. Now, in some books, they'll tell that after every 20 minutes. These are theories. They are not standard things. But the range is that it should be between 15 to 20 minutes. So know that if you teach continuously, if you engage a learner continuously for 15 to 20 minutes without putting in any other activity that will refresh the learner, then it means that the learner at a point will find it difficult to continue. The person will be there, but it will be difficult. So that's why it's important that we look at some of these things and how we can, in between our health education, how we can be innovative so that after 15 to 20 minutes, you get something innovative to gear them up. You divert their attention so that at least they'll refresh themselves and then you continue with your education, instead of just talking for about 45 minutes without any activity. So that's what we will look at. Then the learning environment. So the learning environment, somebody mentioned it, that provide a comfortable environment, that pregnant women do like warm environments. Yes, so in education, environment is important. It plays a key role. And we will look at a suitable environment that you can create so that your education will be beneficial. Then we look at the methods of teaching. There are various methods. Then we look at the adult teaching is different. We have types of teaching. When you are teaching children, it's different from teaching adults. So in terms of adult, what do we do? What are some of the things that you'll be mindful of? Then we'll learn best practices for health professionals. So as a health professional, as a midwife, what are some of the best practices that you have to adopt? Then we'll look at the role of the teacher or facilitator. So please, here you have to understand that a teacher is not the ultimate learner. The teacher is just only a facilitator. So what it meant is that as a teacher, you only guide people to really discover whatever that they want to discover. There's one philosopher who says that you cannot teach human being anything because human beings by nature knows everything. You only need to be reminded of what you already know. And so what it meant is that as human beings, we know everything on this earth. It's just that I should remind you that, oh, please, we are coming to learn this, then your mind will come back to it. So see, this course that we are going to do, you know everything, but we just want to guide you. We just want to tell you, okay, we want to do A, B, C, so that your mind will come back to it, and then we can all learn together. But it doesn't mean that I'm coming to teach you what you don't know. It's not, you already know it. So that's what they want you to know, that don't see your clients as people who don't know anything. They know even more than you, but you just need to guide them as to what you want them to know. Then going forward, we'll now do some practicals. And in the practicals, we are to look at the advantages and disadvantages of some of these methods. It's a lecture. If you are doing a lecture, just as I'm doing, what are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? If the women come at the facility and you group them and you ask some of them to act out some aspects of your education, that's a role play. So what would be the advantages of role play and disadvantages? Or small group discussion. You can divide them into groups. So the small group discussion, I want somebody to tell me at your facility, have you ever done small group discussion of your clients who come to your facility? Is there a time that you ever divided them into small groups to do something and to come back and report to their colleagues? So I want to see who have applied small group discussion before.
Sir, please, can you come again?
One of the teaching methodology is that you can divide your clients who come to a health facility into a group, either a group of 3, 4, or 5, depending on their number. And you can give them an area to prepare themselves and come and share with their colleagues their experience about that particular subject area, to also share with their colleagues or discuss with their colleagues. So I'm now asking, have any of you practically carried out a small group discussion in your facility with your clients? That's the question I'm asking. Okay. Please, do you get the question? I can see somebody's hand is up. Yeah, oh, so please, what do you have to say?
Yes, I want to say that during education, maybe if they are being discharged, the pregnant women,
Okay.
we educate them. So we ask the experienced one
who have ever delivered to give us what they went through during their first delivery, so that the new ones can also learn something from it.
Okay, so you ask the experienced one to share their perspective for the new ones to know what the journey will entail. So was it in a group or you do individual?
It's a group.
It's a
Because
group.
during education, we gather all together if they are being
Okay.
discharged.
If they are discharged. All right. Now the small group discussion, we can divide them into various groups. Now, what you have just described, it can fall, probably, yes, it can fall under micro teaching. So in micro teaching, it's a small, micro means small, a smaller teaching. So you can let others teach their colleagues the topic that you want to teach. So as Rata said, in terms of the delivery, you can let some of them micro teach their colleagues on exactly what to experience. You can divide the teaching for them to take topics, various aspects of the topic. So one pregnant woman will get up and talk about this aspect of the topic. Another person will get up and talk about the other topic. So it's a topic, but we divide it into smaller areas, micro, for others to talk about. All right. So after knowing this, we will now come to forms of assessment. How do you assess your education that you have given? So there are various ways in which you will assess the education. So we'll look at the reporting, the report keeping. How do you evaluate them? So formative and summative. So we'll look at the formative and then the summative. So in the process of education, what are some of the ways that you can talk about, or what are some of the things that you can do to ensure that they are actually following you, that formative in the process? You evaluate them in the process, whether they are even listening, whether they are attentive, whether they are getting the content, or you can wait at the beginning of, at the end of your entire education, then you can ask questions. You can ask them to give you their opinions about all that you have said. Now, let me ask this question. If you give a drug, let's say labor, all right, so if you give a drug, okay, let's say you give vitamin A drug to them, how do you evaluate giving the vitamin A drug to the woman? What will you do in terms of education to ensure that this vitamin A drug you've given is actually taken by the woman? What will you do in terms of evaluation? Did you get my question? Hello? All right. Please, did you get my question? Yes. Rebecca, your hand is up.
So, sir, you ask them for the feedback. Maybe some has reacted to it. So you ask them feedback.
You ask them feedback.
When they took their drug, what happens to them?
Okay. What happened to them? That is good. So before you ask for the feedback, how will you ensure that they've swallowed the drug? What will you do? What will tell that they swallowed the drug? What is the technique you can apply? So what educational technique will you apply to ensure that the person have taken the drug? Yeah, Faustina.
Please, you ask them questions that they can answer you. So that through the process of conversation, you realize that they have swallowed it.
Okay. That is good. That is true. I think the rest are off. Yeah, so that's the question, the right answer to the question. That's great. You have to first ensure they swallow the drug, and you have to use an educational means of evaluating, which is by asking questions. Then you ensure that the person responds by opening their mouth so that you observe to see that the drug is actually taken. That is really true. So the next thing is about the feedback. Feedback is important in assessment, which you have to also look out for. So yes, we need to evaluate and get feedback from them. That will show us the extent to which our education is going. So in the giving of the feedback, it is said that feedback ensures the effectiveness of education. Feedback ensures the effectiveness of every education that we give. Now, lastly, we will look at chapter 4, which is developing teaching, learning, lesson plan, and visual aids. So this one is important. How do you plan for your teaching? So how do you plan for your teaching? You have to develop a lesson plan. And it is important that each and every one of us, we don't just go and start talking, but at least sit down and plan how you are going to start it. And we have seen here, there are some of the principles that you need to go through. You need to observe these things in order to develop a lesson plan. So some of you can put it on paper, or because you already practice and you know it offhand, you can say it. But we want you to make sure that it flows in a certain order. You don't start talking from A and by the time you realize you have jumped to the next one. So we'll do only these 4 things in this particular course that we'll be taking. So as much as possible, we'll try our best to keep it as simple as possible. All right, so these are some of the teaching and learning methodologies we're using. Some discussion, role play, group work, and presentation, and then some supervised clinical work, which we'll see how it will go, whether it will be applicable or not. All right. So on this note, I would like to ask you, what are the challenges? What are the challenges you face with education at your various facilities? My brother Christian mentioned his challenge, but I want to find out from the rest of you. Please, generally, what are the challenges you face with giving education at your various facilities? What are the various challenges that you face in giving education? Okay. Yes, please, so that you can talk. Who is ready to talk? What are your challenges? Yes, I can see Gifty. Gifty, what challenges do you face at your facility with regards to education, medical education?
So please, good morning.
Good morning.
First, one of the main challenges I face at my end is language barrier because of where I'm located. Yes, where I'm from and where I've been located to. I'm from the south and I'm at the north working. So the language is actually one of the main challenges that we face over there. We the staff face that a lot. It's not able to make us give effective education to our clients in the way it's supposed to go. But we try our best to see that they understand what we said in our own little way. Yes. So sometimes we have to use signs, and then especially those who are not from the country, like the Fulanis, we don't understand their language. So you have to just find ways and means to demonstrate with some of the things that if you want them to get this, we have to show them that go and buy this. That's how we are able to do it. But the language is actually the barrier. Is one of the main things that we face when we are giving education to them, for them to understand that they understand what we told them. Yes.
So please, how many midwives are you at your facility, please?
Okay, I'm at the maternity unit, which comprise of the gynae, labor ward, and then the lining ward. So we are about 18, and then majority of us are from the south.
Okay.
Majority are from the south. I think it's just one or two that are from who understand the language in the town, and you don't get them mostly always at the during shift, because we run shift.
Okay.
Yes, so that's majority are from the south. So that's why.
Okay. So please, could you just tell me which region? I just want the region. Which region?
Savannah region.
You are working at
Bole,
Savannah. It's okay. No, it's okay. Just give me the region. It's okay.
Yeah,
You
Savannah
are working
region.
at Savannah region.
Yes, please.
All right, that's great.
Thanks.
That's thank you for your
No,
contribution.
you're welcome. Thank you.
So please, what other challenge do you also face with regards to education at your facility? Do we take it solely the language barrier? So language barrier is the main challenge that some of us, let me say majority of us face. Is there any other challenge? Okay. So I take it that that is the main challenge. Great. So I think going forward, I've seen another hand, Rebecca. Yes, Rebecca.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yes, hello.
On my side, we don't really have much of
Rebecca, your line is no good.
we encounter those who don't really understand the native language. Please, hello, sir. Please, can you hear?
But it's breaking. The line is breaking.
Hello.
Yes, please.
On my side, the problem I encounter most is lateness on the side of the client. But
Lateness. Oh, Rebecca, sorry. Rebecca, sorry, your line is not good for us. So Rebecca, your line is disturbing us. All right. So Rebecca, sorry, kindly reposition. The line is not too good. All right. So I have Zuleha. Please. Yes.
It's difficult to make them understand when you are educating because of lack of educational materials.
Okay.
Because some topics, when you are educating the clients, you need certain pictures to show to them to understand. So limited or lack of educational materials is a problem. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you too. So today is an intro lecture. Now I would like to take your expectations for the course. What do you expect at the end of the course? What are your various expectations? Some of you can share them or you can react with a message. What are your expectations for the course at the end of the semester? What do you expect to achieve for this course that we are in? Selena, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
please, before the expectation, I wanted to add one challenge.
Okay, please, you can add.
Yes, please. One challenge was that because it's education,
Okay.
sometimes with regards to bringing them together as a group, like the pregnancy school, sometimes they feel reluctant to come around because they think it's about these things that the usual or the previous things they know already that we are going to talk to them about. So some feel reluctant. You have to be calling them on phone, be doing a lot of publicity and a whole lot before you can get them to come around. So sometimes getting them together to come together for you to provide the necessary information is a challenge. So now my
Okay.
expectation is that at the end of the course, I'll get
Okay.
the necessary skills. Yes, all the skills that I need to provide health education so that I can have effective education with my clients. Thank you.
Okay. That is good. Mm-hmm. So what do you also expect? Or you can put it at the as a message. What do you expect? Okay, I can see. Any other hand is up. Okay. So anybody who want to respond, please unmute and respond. What are your expectations? Okay, I can see somebody signing up. Yes. Please, who signs up?
Yes, sir.
Respond. Yes.
So it's been Priscilla. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So my expectations are, first of all, I expect to achieve all the understanding and then the knowledge you are going to impact in me so that I'll be able to give effective education to my clients and to also help me live my life in a very nice way to help people around me. Thank you. And then also pass successfully, yes, at the end of the thank you.
All right. Thank you, Priscilla. All right. So thank you for sharing some of your expectations with me. And it is our hope that we will take this course and do some practicals on it, as you have already stated. And I will entreat every one of you. Now, midwifery education is going higher. We have really moved a long way. And it is important that each and every one of us understand the basis of education, because as midwives, we play an important role in care delivery, and our education leads to positive outcomes. That is, if we communicate so well. Now, aside the clinical side, you realize that midwifery education, in terms of classroom, is needed. Now we have a lot of midwives are needed in the education sector, and Garden City is not an exception. So if you are able to get a good methodologist as how to deliver a good lecture, and you know the principles, the legal issues, then when you finish, you go on to do your master's, and I think Garden City will be happy to welcome you into the education system, so that at least you also begin impacting knowledge onto others. So I will entreat every one of us to take the course serious and to just move ahead as we go on. Try your best to contribute as you can. And let me now make another point that a teacher, as I rightly said at the beginning, I'm not here to impart knowledge onto you. I'm here to help you discover what you already know. So that's the role that I will play. I will just to facilitate, I will guide you, and we can do our discussion and make sure that we all, at the end of the day, understand whatever that we have come here for, and we all achieve our aim at the end of the semester. So let me read some few charts here. All right, so let me read some features here. So yes, everybody's talking about lateness in terms of the challenges to memory education, lateness, language barrier, the educational materials. Yes, then we are mentioning time consuming. The education is time consuming, so some clients are not interested. Then there's lack of demonstration materials. Okay. Then we have low health literacy levels. Okay. So the spread of misinformation is a challenge. Or there are false health claims on the internet and social media. Web overload. Then somebody said superstitions. So superstitions is a barrier. Literacy rate, yes. Then expectation to understand the course. Okay. Making client get the in-depth understanding of the terminologies. I expect to understand the course so well, yes. To improve my skills and knowledge, yes. To understand the course, to know more about military technical, okay. To gain a deep understanding of the fundamental principles. All right, so these are some of the expectations that you have shared with me. So I will take them into consideration. Then I will align it with the course structure. Then we'll see how we'll achieve these expectations together with the course structure at the end of the semester. So please, today is an intro to share with you what the course is about and to take your inputs. So I would like to open room for further suggestions, clarifications before we end the introductory lecture. Is there something somebody want to clarify? Is there something you want to ask before we end this particular session? So yes, please, any clarification, any suggestion, any thought before we end? Yes, please, you can talk.
Thank you, sir. My suggestion, sir, please, if you could help us out with slides.
Yeah.
So that maybe we may try to read around it before the next lecture comes. I think I'll be grateful.
Okay, that's fine. So you want the lecture to be put on the Moodle so that you can have access to it. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, please.
All right. So thank you, well noted. Any other suggestion? Can I see anybody sign again? All right. So thank you so much for your time today. Today is an intro, so that's why the lecture is not sent before the time. But yes, as you suggested, going forward, we will look at it. So thank you so much for making time to join this particular morning lecture. I know some of you should have been doing other things else, but you have made it possible, and I have quite a number of people joining. So at the end of the day, we have close to 200 and something participants, 238 participants. So thank you. Invite your colleagues, let your colleagues know that lectures have started so that they can join the other sessions. So my co-host, do you have something to say before we end the lecture? Can my co-host hear me? Rebecca? Rebecca? Oh, I think her line is not good. So please, thank you so much for joining the lecture. We'll meet next week, God's willing. Thank you.